Welcome to this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters, the podcast we chart the cinematic legacy of the classic monsters. I'm John Campbell. With me, as always, Brendan Jones.
Hello, John. How you doing? It's really a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to talking with you about this film.
Yeah, little known fact between this episode, last week's episode, and this episode, Brendan did do a vocal transplant from Kevin Grivio.
Yeah.
Grivio? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I now identify as Kevin Grivio. So my pronouns are still he and him, but they're done at a very deep volume.
Yeah. It's he and him.
This is the most I've ever heard him talk in a movie.
Oh, he doesn't talk anywhere close to this much in an Underworld movie.
No, and I did, as I remember saying when we were talking about Underworld, the first one, is that I had gone to that panel at Comic-Con about Underworld and heard him talk for the entire panel. It is the way the man talks all the time.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there going like, well, I hate you for the reason my script never got sold, but also stop with that dumb voice.
Well,
I didn't steal anything from White Wolf Games.
I've never even heard of
it.
it.
Was my original idea.
I don't even know what you're talking about. White what? That doesn't matter. How dare you? Next question.
But anyway.
Just pull the Adam Driver now. He's giving us the fuck you next question.
Oh, he should have done that.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Next question. That would have been a good look. Now, you've got to have the personality of an Adam Driver to pull that off. You've got to have that gravitas.
Also, possibly, obviously, the stature, as in not physical stature, because Kevin Grivio also hasn't beat there. But
yeah.
You have to be at a place in your career where you can say "fuck you" next.
Yeah, because it's like, yeah.
I mean, Grivio.
Fair enough.
I would say that when this happened, this movie that we're talking about from 2006,
Slayer.
At this point, he is sitting there making money.
Oh
off,
yeah.
I mean, he doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he shows up ever again in the series, but he's one of the co-creators, so he's got to be sitting there just getting checks.
Oh, that's not true. Actually, we will see him come Underworld: Rise of the Lycans.
Oh, okay. So he comes back,
and don't worry, we'll also just see him
unforgettable character guy.
It's
Werewolf Man.
It's actually because I'm looking at it, I don't remember this, but it is rather funny. This character's name is Raze, R-A-Z-E.
Oh yeah,
Raze.
Yes.
Raze.
And try to tell me that guy is not influenced by a gaming.
No way, Raze. Come on, that's not. And we will also be talking about his work when we get to I, Frankenstein at some point here. Too.
Oh no, is he in that? I've actually never seen that.
I believe he's also the chief. Yeah, he's the writer on that too. That's another from the mind of Kevin Grivio.
Oh boy,
comes Aaron Eckhart as I'm gonna be real bummed because I do love Aaron Eckhart when we get to that.
Well, sure, they're all a lot of these movies we watch, and you're like, oh no, I love this person.
There's a few people like that in this movie actually.
Maybe a couple,
maybe
I will say that this movie comes to us as it's very proudly stated.
Yeah.
Written.
Yeah.
Produced.
Yeah.
Directed and edited.
Yes.
By Kevin Van Hook.
Yeah, he's a real Robert Rodriguez.
And what I'll say about this is, as a film writer, director, producer, and editor, he makes a decent comic book writer. Because he's also the man who gave us Bloodshot in the comics. Yes. So he is a comic book writer, or has been.
And most of his film work is in visual effects, I should say. He has a lot of VFX credits.
I will say this movie is not a good calling card for any of those categories.
No. Oh,
wait. You're the mind behind Slayer from 2006? With Casper Van Dien?
Don't worry, though. We're going to get another Van Hook movie later on in the series. That also stars Casper Van Dien, so don't worry.
What?
It's a long ways from now. They reteam in 2018 for Alpha Wolf, so don't worry, folks. Don't worry. We'll get another look at that, I guess. He's also the director of 2 Weebles straight-to-video movies. So.
Oh, I think I did see that.
This guy's career is very strange. I'll just say that.
Very strange.
The comic book writing, the special effects, and then some real weird directing credits.
At least we got this. By the way, as I'm now looking at the Slayer Wikipedia page, I'm amazed because Wikipedia, anyone can, of course, go in.
Yeah.
The plot description on this is one of the longest I've seen for a film. It's as if someone was like, I can't miss a single detail.
No.
I got to make sure that the people who read this know everything, including dialogue.
This movie is dense with lore and mythology.
I love the fact that most of it's set in a place called Agua Caliente. Hot water.
I know when they first said that, I was like, "What does hot water have to do with anything?" Oh, that's the name of the place. Good Lord.
I know that is just dumb.
Good God. Oh boy.
Okay, so yeah, what movie are we talking about that we've already been talking about?
It's Slayer from 2006. Slayer.
Oh boy.
That's right. Not the band, because as we were talking about, if you look up this movie, it will try to tell you stuff about the band Slayer, which I would rather hear about, honestly. I will say, this thing is blissfully short. I'll give it that. It's like an 87-minute movie.
Yeah, but I don't know if that helps anything.
Well,
it's still
that's a real. It could be worse statement from me.
Yeah, pretty much every action sequence had me looking elsewhere.
Oh my God.
It would go on, and I'm like, wow.
All the fight scenes are horrible, and there's so many of them. The movie is basically just strung together fight scenes that are all terrible.
Didn't you feel? I mean, this is maybe totally surface level, but this does feel like Kevin Van Hook at some point was like Predator.
Yes.
But vampires.
That's 100%. That's exactly what I
but
thought.
What he's trying
from
to do is
moment one of the movie.
I mean, and Predator just works.
Predator
it's not a highfalutin premise, but it works because it was tightly written, tightly directed, fun.
It is a pure high concept popcorn movie. It is about.
But this is another thing trying to put like mercenary military guys who all have like code names for each other, nicknames.
And didn't you just love each and every one of them? Oh, and that banter just crackles, doesn't it?
Oh boy, yeah. And put them in the jungle against something supernatural. And this
is a Predator with vampires minus charisma. Because not a single guy on this team is interesting to watch. Nobody has anywhere.
Dog soldiers without any actual thrills or suspense or scares.
This
Dog soldier stands head and shoulders over this nonsense.
Oh my God! And I mean, this was a low budget movie, but Dog Shoulders still probably cost a quarter of this.
That's the thing.
$2 million. They estimated budget $2 million on this thing, and that's still too high for what I saw. Aside from maybe
I think that all went to Van Dien because you get that kind of a face on there.
Oh man, well I'll just say we gotta parse out because we're gonna be looking at a lot of casts for Van Dien in the weeks to come. So this guy, okay, I think we might have said this about him before, right? When we talked
I know
about
the exact quote you're about to bring up again.
Is it the idea that he looks like an action hero?
Yeah,
he has a great look. Just you're like, oh, that guy looks like a comic book drawing. He looks like a comic book drawing.
The thing with him is, if you're watching a Casper Van Dien movie, and this is something I actually do suggest to any of you who decide to watch Casper Van Dien.
If you've made that decision for some reason.
Yes, if you've made that decision, I would buy some of that stuff you can get for child-proofing, and I would put it on the television around you, because the man's jawline might actually open wounds on your body. You need to be protected from his bone structure.
The thing I always go back to is I often mention one of my favorite podcasts, Blank Check, and when they did Starship Troopers, I think they were right on the money when they talk about he is so conventionally attractive that it's disturbing.
Yeah.
He's actually so handsome that he's tough to look at.
Yeah.
That's the
and I will say this.
But then also there's nothing beyond that.
Well, that's what I was about to say. It's a credit to just the pure genetics that he's had this kind of a career.
He works
because there's nothing backing it up.
No, and the other thing, too, that really stood out to me in this, I think because he's playing like a military commander, is his voice is not good.
No.
There's nothing.
Of course, if you see him in Starship Troopers...
That's the best use of him.
It's the best use of him. You're right. Yeah. But you do notice that he has, and there's no nothing wrong with having a high tenorish voice.
No.
But he is not.
But that worked when he's like,
man, let's go.
That worked when he's like the young recruit Johnny Rico in Starship Troopers. Here, where he's supposed to be like a hardened military commander, he's got the Arnold part, and I'm not going to follow this guy into the jungle.
What?
We've already seen him we've already seen him be the captain of a spaceship, and now
You're talking about Captain Tom Hawkins. You're not going to follow him into the jungle?
I love that. By the way, the creators of G.I. Joe were real careful about where they were really going like, wait, their leader's named Hawk? I'm going to have to see about this. And he's not wearing a helmet. I guess it's all right.
That's why you haven't heard of this movie, is that they shut it down.
No,
for legal reasons.
This movie, for all intents and purposes, does not exist. Right, like
sadly, I have proof in my brain it does.
Yeah, we watched this. This is another man. I God bless Tubi, man, because they are just like whatever is out there that costs like 12 cents to be able to have the rights to, we'll take it. We will take it.
Absolutely.
And there's good and bad on there. I will say there is just if it's nowhere else, it's probably on Tubi is the answer to everything. But hey, Wonder Woman's in this movie.
And I was so happy to see Linda Carter, just because it's rare to see her in acting roles. It's like when she showed up in Super Troopers, I was like, oh yeah, Linda Carter. This is not a role that's suited for her, but I like the fact that she's game to do it.
Of course.
And it does put her back into a military dress uniform. So I'm like, Diana Prince.
Yeah. She's much better as she played the president on Supergirl in a number of episodes.
Sure.
She's much better there.
That I think is a better fit.
Yeah.
But here she is also like, okay, you piece of shit. Listen up. This is gonna be your mission.
That's
She's like
the thing.
The tough.
I'm going like I don't think Linda Carter's a bad actor, but you just can't make her say like that SOB over there is gonna get a talking to. It's very tough.
No, I don't think she's a bad actor, and I think that this is literally just they wanted her for stunt casting, and they didn't care if the part was a good fit.
If she worked a full 2 days on this, I'd be surprised. She pops in and out of this thing. Her and the other kind of stunt casting in this, right? Well, there's Trejo, but Trejo just comes with a movie. If you're making a movie, Trejo shows casting. Up. No, the other one I was going to bring up is Darth Maul's in this movie. Two Darth Mauls. And he's another one.
Already done the biggest movie of his career.
Yeah.
And then, like, what is it? The next thing he does is this nonsense?
Well, it's episode 1, X-Men, lest we forget his performance as Toad.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Then this.
Yeah, you know what happens when lightning hits a Toad.
But a couple years later, speaking of G.I. Joe, the big thing that will pull him out of this is he plays Snake Eyes in those G.I. Joe movies.
Yeah.
That's big Hollywood because he's an incredible martial artist, which they can only this is one of those this takes me back. This movie really feels like an action shelf movie because this is a prime example of having a guy who is an incredible martial artist, but since no one else is, he can't really do much.
Yep.
It doesn't.
But
he scampers around.
I assume he enjoyed the fact that this one did not force him to hide his face.
Yep.
He gets dialogue.
Yep. He gets to do a Russian accent.
He's doing a bad Russian accent. Yeah.
I mean, a Russian accent that's about as good as you would expect from this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And it also does answer the question of, well, at least in his character, he's a pair of twin acrobats that end up turning into vampires. So him doing all those crazy acrobatics makes sense.
Yeah.
But all these other people who are just like locals who've been turned into vampires, how are they doing like martial arts and all that nonsense?
I do.
Does getting bit by a vampire give you martial skills?
I love how much of this vampire movie is hand-to-hand combat. Like then just like unless you're Blade. That's a weird thing to take on vampire. Let's talk about the plot of this movie, though.
Okay, let's do it. I'm ready.
Because as we talked about on the DVD cover here, that's on the what is it? What is the? I'm trying to read what the publication is that has the poll quote on the front. It's
horror movies and stuff.
Oh, the finest of journalistic endeavors. They number one. You got to love that they start with loads of blood, which yes, there is. There's a lot of just blood around in this movie.
There's blood aplenty.
And a much appreciated new spin on vampire mythology. That's where I want to go with this because, there's like a couple of maybe new ideas.
The one idea, which I give them credit for because it's a good, interesting idea that is not handled in this movie. It's actually just delivered through like, what's your theory on why they're here? Okay, I'll tell you my theory, and then that's it. But essentially, the vampires have always been in these jungles. But the humans, through destroying the rainforest, all this, it's an ecological message. They have ruined their natural habitat.
When they get into that, I was like, whoa! I was not expecting this. So suddenly the movie gets,
and that's why the vampires are now starting to encroach on like villages.
They were fine out in the jungles, and then you guys had to come. So I'm just once again, it's we see this a lot where you go like, okay, that's maybe an interesting idea for something, but it's so late in the game to reveal that you're like, well, what can we do about that? What do you want to do? So anyway, yes, we start immediately. I'm immediately writing down Predator vibes because we have, but none of the atmosphere of Predator. They're in just a jungle in the most flatly, just bright lit daylight.
I know. And something that cracks me up is you do your mercenary or tough commando type movie. You expect all these tropes. This one has literally the group following their leader, Hawk, and they're following him. They've all stopped because he's in the lead. They've all stopped. While they're stopped, he did the fist up to tell them to stop walking. They had already stopped walking. In fact, I think they were stocked still, and he did that. And I was like, "No, wait, that's not how it works." And I'm not even the military.
No,
dude.
but from moment one,
That is moment one.
I was gonna say, so from moment one, they've already undermined the authority of Casper.
They have proved that they've only seen movies, and never talked to an actual advisor.
Oh no!
And then he does the whole he's doing the fingers like, you go over there. You do. But yes, it's brightly lit. It's probably in the backyard of some place in Tampa.
This shot on location in Puerto Rico.
Get out.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's some good tax. Sure, there's some good tax breaks down there.
There probably are.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico had no idea a movie was being shot down there.
What happened?
They didn't pay for anything. They
were just like, is that Casper Van Dien? I had a friend who used to do camera work on like Sci-Fi Channel original movies, and he did one that was supposed to star Casper Van Dien, and then they couldn't meet Casper Van Dien's quote, and I was like, that's how shitty a movie you're working on, that Casper Van Dien can't.
I want to know who the backup plan for Casper Van Dien
it's like a total nobody, and
is it? I'm like, is it basically somebody I was in high school drama with?
I mean, I think that's basically what it is. That is the next step. Because looking at Casper Van Dien's career, I don't think he says no to a lot of stuff.
No,
I can't imagine. But my friend was really disappointed. He's like, I wanted to work with Johnny Rico.
It's been my lifelong dream.
My life. Well, I think if you're working in Sci-Fi Channel movies, that's probably about as big as you're going to get there. So
And I'd also like to work along with Dr. Christmas Jones, the famous nuclear physicist.
Yeah. Oh boy. I mean, that's one of the
How
things.
can that movie work so well?
Because
that's just the brilliance of that filmmaker using these non-actors.
And that was his total point with it, right?
And that was the best thing that they both did.
Oh, unquestionably. I mean, the fact that they are surrounded by some other good actors, which helps. You do have,
of course,
Ironside and Neil Patrick Harris. And
Neil Patrick Harris, that's one of his coming out movies where he's basically going like, oh no, I can do a lot more than Doogie Howser.
And that's why I remember seeing it and going, oh my God, Doogie Howser, wow. And he's
You're
great.
dark.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
but
great.
That's the brilliance of Verhoeven time, because I want network TV pretty people, because that's what a fascist regime would put out as their Aryan soldiers. And I'm like, God damn
absolutely.
it, Verhoeven, man.
And
that's kind of why, yeah, it's almost like, and that's why all the straight-to-video sequels are terrible, because they don't have that smart filmmaker at the center. Anyway, Verhoeven, a million miles away from this thing. But so they run into this town, of course, full of dead people. This village full of massacred people. It's like, what? Hey, yeah, you got Kevin Graveau as Greaves. I'll play Greaves.
Yes,
and
he's Greaves.
And I mean, the dialogue is so bad that he might as well just go, as your best friend. No,
he's like, don't forget, we've been best friends since we were kids.
Because so much of the movie is going to be contingent on this relationship that is so lightly established, and they have no chemistry.
Lightly established because all it is it's like they apparently been making Gilligan's Island jokes since they were kids.
That's right.
So it's like calling him little buddy.
Yeah,
little bit is like little buddy, because it's a huge man, and this little tiny, very pretty model guy.
That's right. Yeah, Casper Van Dien. I've never met Casper Van Dien, but I feel like if I did, I would be surprised by him being smaller than I would think.
Yeah, I'm assuming
like a lot of actors,
probably slightly under average height.
That would be my guess too. I've run into a few people. They've got him listed at 5'10". And I'm
then maybe he'd look me right in the eye, and that's fine.
But I will say that I did meet Ray Park. I will say I have met somebody from.
He's a tiny dude.
He's a tiny dude, but he's you don't want to fuck with him.
No. Why is that even a question?
But I'm just saying, like, he's a small guy, but you can just feel how solid he is when you're there. You're like,
that's a guy who is trained his entire life, and he's like, what do they always say? Not wiry. It's like he's
scrappy?
Got knotted cord for muscles.
Yeah. And if you see any of the movies where they really let him turn loose with his martial arts, he's amazing. He's amazing. And they still bring him in. He did all the performance capture stuff for Maul in Clone Wars every time he was fighting.
Nice.
They still bring him in.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
For Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Wow.
That final Ahsoka Maul fight in Clone Wars was all mocapped with him and a stunt woman being Ahsoka.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. And that's why that stuff is still amazing. So, yeah. And then you've also got the other guy on the team is Alex, who's the team funny guy.
There's who eats a lot.
He's always eating.
Team funny guy who eats a lot. Yeah, they're all cliches. Yeah. There's young, naive, but well-read guy who actually makes it through most of the movie. Yeah. He's like he's not a kid, but he's the one that's supposed to be kind of like, golly, I hope to get with a girl, and I'm going to have a sexy dream later in the movie.
Oh, God.
And then there's the guy... I can't remember what the guy's name is, but seems like friend of director. I think that's the name of that character. The one that comes out who just has a couple lines, and looks not pudgy, but he's not like a military dude.
Right, yeah.
And he's the one that comes out and going, well, if we go 20 clicks from here, and he has these really flat line readings. I'm like, that has to be friend of director.
Yeah.
Who just wanted to wear some camouflage. And he gets murdered at some point.
Well, I will say this might be the least intimidating group of like special ops guys you've ever seen. Not only are they in various degrees of physical conditioning, but yeah, they're in camouflage, and that's it. No like real tactical gear. They're just in like sort of the stock camo jumpsuits or whatever. And you're like, there you go. They're army. I could dress up these army guys like this and go shoot something that looks like this.
Now. We could just go to. Oh no, they closed, didn't they? That surplus army surplus.
But I mean, that's
downtown.
basically what it looks like. They just went to the surplus store, got a bunch of the camo suits, and put them in it. They don't have any. Once again, I know this isn't at the level of Predator, but if you're going to invoke Predator, those guys show up and they've got grenades on them and big, huge machine guns and belts of bullets, and you just are like, these guys are looking to fuck shit up.
One thing that is strange about this is that, I guess it is similar to Predator. In Predator, they're not going after the Predator. The Predator is there while they're doing some
that's
sort
one
of
my favorite
South
things.
American op.
That is one of my favorite things about Predator is like a military action movie just collides with an alien
with a sci-fi movie, and it's great.
Great.
This one, wasn't quite sure what their mission was.
They're kind of just trouncing around and then run into some vampires.
Run into some like dead villagers. And the one thing I will say about this movie is it's not much of praise, but it kicks off like immediately.
Well, there's just no time.
There are like 3 lines of dialogue, but like, we're friends. You're that guy. You're that guy. Dead bodies. And then
I love the team's funny guy.
And then vampires are leaping on them.
And
that's basically every time
start leaping on them. They start leaping. The vampires always enter like it's a video game or a Power Rangers episode.
And there's a lot of
leap
wire
from the side of
a
camera.
lot of bad wire in this one.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh no! And then I love all
There's no consistency to any of them being intelligent. Like a few of them are highly intelligent, and some of them are literally just
But as we'll find, they just lack leadership. They need a real military tactician.
They do. They need someone like Kevin Grevioux.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe like me, sort of an expert in tactical attacks and things like that.
See, I set those guys up as cannon fodder, and you weren't expecting that.
We'll talk about how good of a tactician is he really later. But,
he's really good.
But I do love this first fight. They're fighting these vampires, and of course they're shooting at them. And they're like, it's not doing anything. And then there's a lot of ADR. Oh, look, if you just get this branch and put a piece of wood through their heart, it's all
holy shit. It's the young guy who's like, who kind of turns around at some point and goes, use the wood.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They are what they look like. They essentially immediately go, fangs. And it's like, I didn't think they came out in daylight.
Somebody has to have that
wood,
line.
That works.
Wait, if these are vampires, how can they be out in daylight? This is crazy.
Yep, it is.
And then so they get through this mission, and then this movie has so many. Like it feels like they got down to 87 minutes by just cutting the transitionary scenes because it just cuts. They're fighting these vampires, and then boom, it cuts to Cass Van Dien's back in the States, and he's at like the military base talking to Linda Carter. It's just like Jesus Christ, and that happens a few times.
They're immediately setting up. He was totally honest and apparently was walking around saying they got vampires down there in South America. And his boss lady, Linda Carter's like, don't go around talking about vampires. He goes, but I saw him. And she goes, well, even so, don't talk about it because it's worrisome. And then she goes, by the way, your ex-wife, my goddaughter, who is not a military
I love
person.
her. Like, if you were married to a woman who is also my god, that's basically
my
what
goddaughter.
Yeah.
So I'm personally invested.
Yeah.
Basically, she goes, and I guess the ex-wife is that hot blonde that was on Lost Kingdom. Was that
Lost
what it was
World?
Called? Lost World.
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's.
Conan Doyle's Lost World.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That syndicated show from the 90s, where she played a jungle lady, which is funny simply because Casper Van Dien also played Tarzan for a bit. But anyway, so
in one movie that's unwatchable.
Oh, yeah. But basically, the ex-wife is an entomologist who's studying bugs in South America. And she goes, she's in that same area where you encountered the vampire.
And Cass Van Dien's all pissed, was like, how could you let her go down there? How could you not tell me? She's in danger. Don't you know there are...
You're not married to her anymore, and she's a woman with her own mind.
Curses.
Curses. I have to go rescue her.
And then I do love that they go like, and also you should know that we've sent your, as previously noted, best friend Greaves down there again for another mission. And he's like, what? You've got to send me down there. And she's like, don't worry, that you already have clearance and the chopper's gassed up or whatever. And he's like, thanks for, because I love that they're immediately like, she's like, I think you're crazy, but also, get back out there, you rascal. He's on like psych leave because he's talking about vampires, but then she's just like, oh, come come on, you. I can't stay mad at you.
I can't stay mad at you. Look at your jawbone.
I kept waiting for her to push back on Catherine Van Dien more or have a heel turn. And no, Linda Carter is such a nothing character in this movie, other than I'm always delighted to see Linda Carter because she looks like Wonder Woman.
Yes.
And she still does. She's still a stunningly beautiful woman. It's incredible. Both in this and even now still. Yeah, she just has...
For the record, we here at the podcast have no problems with Linda Carter.
No, in fact, I mean, like I said,
stop trying to start something online.
She's horribly miscast in this thing, but she's still one of the only pleasant things in it because I'm just like, oh, it's Linda Carter. I just always am happy to see her. Yep. And she, goddamn, if she doesn't look like the drawing of Wonder Woman. So anyway, they send Castor Van Dien is immediately back there. So once again, this whole sequence is maybe 5 minutes tops before he's right back in the jungle where we left him.
I know. And
why even have him do this?
You know, they look exactly the same, and so do their surroundings.
Yeah.
So you don't really get any idea that time passed, because it seems like a continuation from where they just were.
It's always just jungle, too. You never get like a sense of where the jungle is in relation to these villages or how they're moving from. No,
and occasionally you come across like, oh, here's a marketplace, and it looks like they set up some, you know, some carts in the middle of the jungle.
Any scene where they're traipsing through the jungle is always just, it really does feel like they just had them walk this way, cut, and then had them walk back the other way. And that's the jungle
guarantee
set.
That's how
That's absolutely how it, like I said, like some of the movie, this is like when we would go out into the woods when I was in high school and shoot an action movie. It looks about as good as this.
Your Vietnam trilogy that you did, I think it was called In the Shit, Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3, that you did in 8th grade. That stuff, it stayed with me. I'm just saying it stayed with me.
I'll just say, I didn't literally do that, but that's pretty goddamn close to what I was up to in high school.
I think I really came to my, I came into my being a real filmmaker and into the shit too.
What's the True Romance? Coming Home in a Body Bag is the fake Vietnam movie in that? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Go watch.
This looks about as good, and
I actually think I did something more clever in one of those high school movies than this, which is we drove a van on a road overlooking like hills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then just opened the door and filmed out that way and then put in a helicopter sound. And I didn't see anything that clever in this.
Nope. And you also didn't pay for the rights to Fortunate Son.
No.
You did put that in there. It ain't me.
Yeah.
It ain't me.
Yeah. That's another one. We can add that to the list of Vietnam movies who are no longer allowed to use that song. I'm sorry.
They are no longer
I'm sorry.
allowed.
You just can't.
That expired so
we're
long
creating
ago.
our list of rules for movies, and that goes right up there with you can't play
and
London
actually,
Calling
not
if you
just
go to
Vietnam
London.
War movies. If you're doing a film set in the 60s, you cannot use that song anymore.
No. Get some new 60s songs for your period piece movies.
There were a lot more bands than Creedence.
Basically, anything that's on the soundtrack for Forrest Gump is off the table for me.
That's it.
So yes, we do cut to his super hot ex, who is studying bugs, and we get some blah 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 science blather. She says to her guide down here, who's
who weirdly. They keep hinting that he's got this major crush on her. It's always kind of like, well, we can discuss this back at the hotel. He's not creepy about it, but they keep, and it never leads to anything.
Nope.
Also, and this is no slight on the actor, he doesn't give me a vibe of someone who actually is interested in this actress.
Jennifer Odell.
So again, I'm like, yeah, guys, if you're not going to go anywhere with it, just don't use this as a plot.
No, I don't know what it is, but also I just like that she's explaining the bugs. He's like, yeah, that's great. We should get out of here before the vampires show up, though.
Yeah, he does. And she goes, what do you mean vampire bats? And he's like, no. The people around here believe in actual vampires. Vampiros.
Yeah.
The vampiros.
And then it's just like, she goes, we guys don't really believe this. She goes, oh, a lot of people believe in vampires down here. Yes. Of course, you have all this stuff where you're just like, man, if you were hoping for I'm longing for the days of the subtlety of From Dusk Till Dawn with its vampire mythos. So yeah, of course, let's see. Right. Once again, because this movie is just ever cutting between these things, we go from that to the Kevin Graveau, who's now just down there. Kevin Graveau, who's just fighting vampires now, because we see this old woman get taken out of her bed by this vampire, runs outside, and there's Kevin Graveau just being like, I don't think so.
It seems like only Hawk was sent back and not believed in and forced for psychoval. Meanwhile, his entire unit was basically sent back to become vampire hunters.
Well, because they've got weapons and tactics specifically.
They have stakes in their bandolier.
That is one of the only things I did think was kind of cool, which is a stake as the bayonet on the end of a rifle. Like, that's a kind of a cool idea.
Sure.
I mean,
that's okay.
That's mildly okay. But the way that they trap these vampires with big nets and stuff, and then you hook the chain to them and then you pull them in so you can stake them.
Hey, John Carpenter's vampires.
John Carpenter's vampires, Blade. I mean, we're just stealing from other.
Yeah.
I mean, I said
what was the big move? There was something where one of them throws a thing through that's a vampire. It's connected to it. No. Something like snagging one of the vampires and then hauling them towards Kevin Grevio.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and then he has a pole arm that goes through the guy. And you're
they have blades on chains that they wrap around him and then yank him towards the thing who's got the waiting stake. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I have a few ideas about the mythos of this world. Have you seen Underworld?"
It's supposed to be badass, and it's
do you think he was constantly making I feel like Graveau couldn't resist
he was
constantly going like, "Yeah, here's a cool thing you could do with the vampires."
Hey, Kevin, come on over here. I got an idea.
I got a whole idea here for
what if these vampires actually had been fighting werewolves for like centuries?
You've already done that.
No, but these are different.
No, see, that's the thing. He does, no surprise, a lot of voice work, Kevin Graveau.
Sure,
a lot of his work.
I will say, I'm not trying to start a feud with the man. I'm gonna just come out and say, I don't think he's a good actor.
No, he's not.
His line readings. It's not just about the timbre of his voice. It's not.
But his line readings are just all
flat.
That. Yeah,
they're
that's right.
Flat as
everything is delivered. He has one. Yeah, it's flat. Exactly. He has one mode, and he has everything that same level of. I'm always talking like this because fucking that guy's gonna go over there.
Wasn't he one of the henchmen bad guys in Steel also?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I remember that.
He's also he's also one of Two-Face's henchmen in Batman Forever.
Great.
He also is a henchman in The Mask. He's a SWAT team member in Speed. That's
visually,
about right.
This guy, yes, that is what
in and amongst guys. He actually, of the group, looks the most like a guy who would just be on the team in a movie.
Absolutely,
like
yes.
But
and give him a couple of lines. That's fine.
Like, he plays.
These guys just don't stop coming.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But you give him dialogue, like actual paragraphs.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He played Eddie Murphy's bodyguard in Bowfinger.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh, it's time for a rewatch of that. I love that movie.
I love Bowfinger so much.
Yeah, Bowfinger's
But
great.
he gets a lot of work in animated superhero stuff. Doing he was Solomon Grundy on the Batman.
Oh, that works because Solomon Grundy. That's not a very erudite character.
He does the voice of Super Skrull on Hulk and the Agents of Smash. No surprise, in some VR game he was Groot, obviously. Perfect. Yeah, they're using him correctly in those things. But anyway, here he's a brilliant military tactician, which I guess is what this scene is meant to establish, is he has devised all these ways to kill vampires. And he's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But then, oh, no, here come the Ray Park twins. One of my favorite 70s jazz groups, by the way, the Ray Park twins.
Man, they put me in a mood. They just got that smoothness.
Smooth jazz.
And bad Russian accents.
But you've got to love that they're just like, they save this old lady, but oh no, here come the Ray Park twins, and they just tear her in half. And so making this entire exercise pointless.
Yep.
Damn, the one thing we didn't count on, 2 Darth Mauls.
You never count on two Darth Mauls.
You never count on two Darth Mauls, and they both have double-bladed lightsabers. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
This just got a whole lot more interesting.
See, that kind of stuff, that's where you give Griveau those kind of lines.
Yeah, those are the lines you could do.
Yeah, this shit just got real. That sort of stuff.
Yeah,
give it that. Yeah. So they tear the lady in half.
They do. It's not a great effect, but I was like, wow,
in this movie,
okay.
not great effect. No, I mean, I will say the movie definitely tries to make up for its lack of budget with an amount of blood.
Yeah,
which is
they
common.
Literally
in these things.
tear a woman in half, and then they start nine.
So much. Ray Park is like, she let me. What you want me only do is just like put my face in the blood and go. Got it. Right. Yeah. All right.
Poor guy.
Any callback about more Star Wars stuff? Is Lucas on the phone? All right, never mind.
Yeah. You realize at a moment's notice I will be called away.
Sorry, I have to. Can we get this done? I got to go to a convention.
Sorry, my real job is calling.
Yeah. There goes that. So now we're back out in the jungle with the scientist ex-wife, and they come upon her and her guides come upon the scene of this kid who's about to stake Ugly Betty's father.
Yeah.
Tony Plana, who is probably the best actor in this thing.
I would say so.
He
is always solid.
He's always solid, and he's one of those guys who, one of those character actors who I see in good, bad, low budget, high budget TV movies.
Yeah,
he just works a ton, and he's always great. And you get the sense he's just like, "What's this stupid vampire movie? Got it. All right, sure."
Yep.
He's like, and immediately, because he's a face I recognize, I'm like, all right, this guy's gonna be part of the vampire thing, right? Like, he just has to be.
Plus also talk about telegraphing. Immediately what you're seeing is, okay, so this kid is trying to stake him, and the kid's a local, and then when they save this guy from the kid about to stake him, he's like, they had this weird idea. They have crazy ideas about vampiros around here. And the audience just goes, okay, you're the leader of the vampires.
Well, because then he's like, as a show of my respect for, as a gesture of appreciation, why don't you come to my hotel that I own?
Yes, I own
definitely
a hotel
not spooky.
In Agua Caliente. Hot water.
By the way, one of my favorite things that I said he was Ugly Betty's father. One of my favorite things is that they then just used him again as America Ferrera's father on Superstore, because why would you not want this guy on your show? And this is one of let's see how many he's got 221 credits on his IMDb. So this movie
guy, again, he has been working forever and a day.
I mean, we go back to Three Amigos with him.
He was Jefe.
Of course he was. He's wonderful in that.
Yep. Man, I'm looking at his IMDb. He goes all the way back to What's Happening in 1978.
He did a Quincy. Yeah, I mean, he did all
a Quincy and a Barnaby Jones.
And a Remington Steele, Cagney and Lacey, all of that stuff, man. Of course, he did 2 Miami Vices as 2 different, I'm sure, drug dealers.
And he's in Zoot Suit, which makes me believe that maybe he can also sing and dance.
God damn, what a talented dude.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about guys like this is they can be in this and it has no effect on their career, right?
Yeah, they're bulletproof because they are solid.
Yeah, it's just like he can do this. He literally does this, and Ugly Betty starts the same year, so he's great.
Perfect.
He's got work for it. Yeah. I was telling you, I've been doing a Monk rewatch, and I just saw him in the episode I was talking about, where Monk goes to Mexico.
When he was down in Mexico,
and he's very, very funny because his whole thing is all amongst there. He's like, no, it's drug related. It's always drugs. And Monk's like, I don't think. He's like, no, trust me, it will be drugs. And then eventually he has to come to, maybe this one isn't drugs.
What?
Yeah, it's very, very funny. He's great.
Of course.
And he's doing his best with, I mean, real garbage material. Even by schlock standards,
this is
garbage
material.
Crap.
The one thing I could see that may have appealed to him is that here he is, their leader. We'll find out. Sorry, spoiler.
Yeah.
And it does allow him to be the suave, likable Count Dracula of this movie. It is that kind of thing where he's like going, "Oh, I get to be deliciously evil until I'll turn into a rubber monster at the
which
end."
is not him, because we'll talk about who plays that. But
probably Kevin Grevio.
Yeah,
I was like going, that body shape.
I'll put the suit on. No, it's the Ben Kingsley thing about Blood Rain, where it's like, why is he in there? He goes, I kind of always wanted to play a vampire.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
and also like that, I'm sure he worked 3 to 4 days on this thing.
Yes.
On to the next thing. So anyway, yeah, he invites her. Oh, we didn't talk about any attempt this movie has to do humor is atrocious.
Oh my god.
But the ex trying to talk the guy down is speaking hilarious American, doesn't know Spanish.
Her way of trying to diffuse the situation of the young kid trying to kill this old man is she walks out of the jungle as if she's not connected to her group, as if she's a lost tourist, and she's doing bad, stupid, I'm just a dumb tourist things until she can get close enough to him to disarm him.
And she throws some kung fu moves, and then they're like, how did you do that? She says, I was married to a Marine for whatever. You're like, oh, great.
And you're like, okay, great.
Sure, yeah, okay, that's fantastic.
I don't want to cast any shade on this actress, Jennifer Odell, but if that syndicated show was basically what we all know her from, that's not good.
She's not great. She's not horrible, but she's certainly not great.
No, she's not even a Denise Richards good.
No, and she's done a lot. Sorry. She works a lot on TV.
Good. And maybe Canada. Maybe she should move to Canada because there's work for everybody.
But she's definitely somebody, you look at her career, it's like one NCIS, one CSI, one Bones,
Hopefully she's not playing characters without names. If it's literally like waitress or corpse.
No, they all have names.
Good.
Yeah. One nip tuck.
Now I'm worried about her. Thanks, John. You've gotten me worried about her. I hope she's all right.
Who could forget the episode of Scrubs she's in, though, talking about not a name, where she played the character of Stunning Woman.
And I think that's typecasting.
Yeah.
Make no mistake, she's a very attractive woman.
Of course, and I'm sure it's just a scene where Zach Braff was like, what?
Yeah. Oh. And he goes, no, she's not young enough.
Oh.
And then he ends up with Florence Pugh.
Oh, no.
I know, low blow.
Low blow.
But they were deeply in love. But now she's free, and so am I. So, Florence, give me a call.
You're even older than Zach Braff. That was the problem.
Oh,
Zach Braff too
maybe
young.
That'll make me more attractive to her.
Yeah. That was what she said. She said, I need an even older guy than Zach Braff.
I need an even older guy. Preferably someone who has no money and lives in Portland.
Yeah. And is going to spend a lot of time talking about Black Widow.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what she wants.
Worthwhile because really good movie that I don't know why people did not embrace it.
It's wonderful.
Then she was amazing in Hawkeye.
She's amazing in everything. I've never
Which
seen
is
her
a seasonal rewatch now. Oh, that is a perfect Christmas show to watch.
And she's so charming in it.
Yep.
So Graveau and his team now go into this bar because they got to get some. He's like, well, hey, you know anything about these vampires in town? And it's almost a Law and Order episode because this bartender knows everything about the vampires.
Knows everything about the vampires.
And talk to the exact right guy.
And then some very sketchy dudes come in looking real rough. Yep. And the military guys rightfully go, there's going to be trouble. And it's the bartender goes, no, that's the whoever brothers. They are actually, they fight the vampiros and they're okay.
Oh, they famously hate vampires, man. They hate them.
They hate him, and then they go like, hey, what's up? He's like, I'm a vampire now. Yeah. It is so dumbly executed, this scene where they go, oh, we're now vampires ourselves.
And this is how Graveau's team gets taken out by just a bunch of dum-dums in a bar going, ah. The amount of fang-bearing and hissing in this movie is out of control.
Oh.
It is. Yeah. We've seen a lot of it, but this might set a new record for most in an individual movie.
It's a lot. It's their default. I
mean, there's the daughter of the leader. That's basically her entire part. All of her dialogue.
And here's the thing: she's the daughter of the leader. So you might expect. I will say the actress looks like she could perhaps be South American, but never has a more American white person voice come out of a supposed South American vampiress.
Well, she's a Puerto Rico native here.
Well, if that's the case,
but I mean,
her lines though in this, unless she's ADR'd, her lines are literally stuff like, we're not going to kill you. My father wants you. Yeah. And I'm like,
I'm not saying that, I mean, but I'm just saying, like, she's a local hire. Is my
point. Then I will say that she looks the part, but every time she opens her mouth, I am taken out of South America.
Yeah, no, it's true. It is, yeah.
And I'm dropped in Southern California. Which is good, because I've been there before.
My daughter spends too much time watching American TV. It's,
I think a line like that I would have appreciated. It would have been like, oh, that explains it.
Yeah, that's too bad.
So basically, the entire team does get taken out, but Kevin Grillo hasn't been turned immediately. In fact, they take him back.
They capture him and take him to their vampire cave.
Yep.
Their cave of bats, if you will. Their bat cave.
Yes. And they're like, he goes, you're not going to turn me. I'm not. And they're
I'm going to be no fucking vampire.
They actually say, no, we're not going to turn you because you're already on your way. You got bit back there, so you'll be a vampire in a couple minutes. We just wanted you to know that you're now going to be part of our group because apparently you know all martial arts and military stuff.
Yeah, no, I like this guy. Whoever this guy is, the character's name is Guillermo. Guillermo. Ski Carr is the actor who plays him. Who's sort of our de facto, I guess, field leader at this point. Is just like, look, man, we're trying to spread vampirism, but it's not going well. We need like a real strong-headed leader kind of guy.
Yeah, basically their entire goal is what they were hinting at. It's like, we've lost our natural habitat, so we're now just going to start spreading vampirism everywhere.
Hey, man, if we can't live here, let's live everywhere, man.
Let's live everywhere.
Yeah.
Come out of the shadows, even though they don't need darkness. And yeah, so it's dumb. And he's like, I do like the way he's like going, I ain't gonna be one of you. And literally in 2 seconds he's like going, oh, I like blood. And he actually dumps his head in a big bucket.
One of the only things, one of the few things that I did kind of laugh at, that it was where he goes, I ain't never gonna be a vampire. And they're like, well, we already bit you, so it's happening. I don't know.
Yeah. And then he's like, well, oh damn, I think I'm a vampire.
Then I'm all the way in.
I'm all in.
Because once he becomes a vampire, he becomes the worst kind of vampire. Like, just all
he's like looking at one of the cohorts. He's like, no, Greaves, don't do it. He's like, sorry, buddy, y'all.
Nom.
We were friends. Now I'm gonna make you a vampire.
Yeah, we were friends. Now you're my dinner.
Now you're my dinner.
Yeah, get in my belly.
Oh wait, we actually bad impression. We were actually putting inflection.
No, I'm sorry. So, yeah, that's right. I got to turn that off. Yeah, I'm gonna drink you. That's what's happening. And they're also they've strung up. Talk about the bucket of blood, because they've strung up some of their victims, so they're hanging upside down and then bleeding them like pigs into buckets.
Yeah,
that's a classic vampire move, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely is. But I will say this has loads of blood and a much appreciated new spin on vampire mythology.
I have to agree with horror movies and stuff. The go-to source for horror movies and stuff.
Quote, if that's your full quote, that is just sad.
That really is. Much appreciated, too. I really... Thank God.
From horror movies and stuff.
Thank God. Finally,
Someone finally did the natural habitat. Someone did the ecological twist.
So Casper Van Dien's back on the scene. He's back in the jungle, and this is where
that rhymed.
He's Van Dien on the scene.
On the scene.
He can have that. If that wants to be his podcast, that's fine. Van Dien on the scene. As long as he gets his his much more talented daughter involved.
Who's his daughter?
His daughter is Grace Van Dien, who was on Stranger Things.
Oh, and she was delightful.
She's really good.
How did she end up being good?
I have to assume she got the mother's charisma, I'm assuming. I don't know who her mother is, but probably obviously where she got, and she actually seems to know how to act.
Yeah, she was so good that for a small character who dies, you actually felt it. It was like, oh no,
it was
not
really
her.
good casting. It's important to cast those roles well like that because of that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right, we're all on board with his daughter.
Grace Van
Hopefully
Dien
we'll see
is
more
actually
of her
very talented. Yeah.
and less of him.
Yeah. If you could,
do you think she'll show up as a kid character in one of these movies that we're going to be watching with him?
Could be.
Oh,
and we're
boy.
like, hey, that kid's a lot better than him.
Bring your daughter to work day.
Yeah.
Some bad vampire movie.
But here's the scene where they're talking about. He's talking to Alex, who's the team funny guy who's always eating, and he's like, I don't understand. Why am I the only one who got bounced for psych reasons? You also the vampires too. And this guy's just going like, yeah, but they convinced us that you had like brainwashed us or whatever into thinking that. And he's like, what are you talking to? I mean, once again, they're just laying this guy back out in the field. But the official word is, oh, this guy went crazy, then convinced his entire team that they're crazy too. But whatever, put him back out in the field.
It's like if they were trying to do some kind of strange, like conspiracy idea that the military knew all about it and was trying to keep.
That's
a lid
where I
on
was
it.
waiting for the heel turn on Linda Carter.
Right, that would make sense. Instead, it's just like, no, we're gonna selectively single you out as the crazy guy for no reason.
Nope, for no reason. But once again, he's just like, yeah, man, we all like. Totally threw you under the bus and stabbed you in the back and said you were crazy. and Kevin Didrey's just like, you rascals.
We are. It's like, we're having fun.
Yeah, we are laughing.
We are laughing. We're good friends.
It does have, because it is just like the movie's like, I'm sorry, we have 87 minutes of screen time. We do not have time for conflict.
I guess that is it.
It does feel like that.
Move it along.
Because he's just like, what do you mean? You completely betrayed me and nearly ruined my career and reputation? Ah, well, shit happens. Anyway, let's get back to fighting vampires. So,
which they don't do very well. One of the other little twists, and it is a little twist, is that you can kill them with conventional weapons. They just don't stay down. So that does explain the very many scenes in this where these guys who know, because they have fought many of them, will still shoot them with guns.
Yeah. Sometimes
but it is, I guess, just to put them down for a second, then come over, stake them, and chop their heads off.
Sometimes it did feel like Kevin Van Dien, though, was choosing his gun over stakes, and I thought, what are you doing?
Yes, there's one very specific scene where one is doing like that, I got the jump on you thing.
Yeah.
And he just kind of goes blam, 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 and then turns away as if the job's finished. And I'm sitting there going, as the viewer, Casper, your job's not done. No, he's going to get up in a couple of seconds.
You've been
fighting them. Hawk!
You've been fighting them the whole movie, Hawk. How have you not known this? Insane. Your
G.I. Joe training was not too thorough, was it, Hawk?
You know Casper Van Dien auditioned for a G.I. Joe movie. He had to.
And know Kevin Grieve, you know that he went for Roadblock.
100%.
You know that he has to have been up for Roadblock.
Right, and he was just like, they chose who? Dwayne Johnson? Well, that's a choice. I suppose.
That's a choice. Yeah. You want him to be like some kind of Samoan, I guess. That's all right.
That's bullshit, man. I don't know. What are they just trying to get people to go see it with his likability and charm?
Okay, granted, I will give you
I
that.
understand. They're just trying to sell tickets.
However, I am Mr. Body Massage Machine.
I would have had the guts to say that.
Who wants a body massage?
Yeah, I would have had the guts to say that. That's all I'm saying.
I now want a live-action version of those PSAs with Kevin Grieve.
Actually, that would be something I would back him doing, 100%.
I would.
If he wants to pursue that, 100% I'm on board.
Pretty much everything else, though.
No, basically everything else. So
off the table.
So they go, let's set up camp for the night, and then kind of weird that Kevin Van Dien is sleeping next to Alex. Like the way it's no, it's the most natural thing in the world. But like Kevin Van Dien is trying to sleep. That makes it even weirder when they're sleeping next to each other and Kevin Van Dien is trying to sleep, and then Alex starts making sex noises because he's having a sexy dream.
He's having a sexy dream of the one and only sexy female vampire.
Yeah,
and for half a second, that was where I thought. I mean, because there's near nudity.
I know.
And for half a second,
because
I had seen the TV movie thing. I was like, whoa.
You can almost feel them going like, "This is as much as we're as
this
we're
is
going
as
to
close
show."
as we're going to be able to get. This is NYPD Blue close.
Yeah. Thankfully, NYPD Blue without Fran's ass. That's all I'm saying.
Fran's.
That's right. I'm showing my ass in it.
It's called equal representation,
check
and I'm
it
proud
out.
to do it.
Hey, something's got to get the ladies to tune in. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, this one's for you gals.
I will say, hey man, that guy's got guts. That's all I'm saying. I don't think I would have done.
He has
those scenes.
guts, and weirdly, I think there were ladies who stand Sipowicz just because he was a great character.
Yeah, well, I think he's in that perfect mom crush sort of thing, right? Your mom likes.
They
Sipowicz.
also saw how he was a big teddy bear. Yeah. He's like, he's not as rough as he appears.
Yeah. Which is I love the realization of that as Caruso leaves the show, because he's such a fucking piece of shit in the first season.
Yeah,
Sipowicz, and then it's like, oh wait, Caruso was going to be our hero, and now he's leaving. We've really got to back off on Sipowicz.
We're now all in on Franz.
Yeah, I guess Franz is our guy now. Okay, all right, yeah, yeah. Never mind. He's actually a super nice guy.
Like going, really. Really?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. This guy sort of had the leading man vibe that we were kind of. But what's that? He's going to make an insane decision and leave the super popular show? Okay, sure.
Because of one bad erotic thriller?
Yeah. Hey, man. Jade. That's all I'm saying. Jade.
Jesus, that was going to launch him. Anyway, moving on.
I actually do kind of like Kiss of Death, but that's moving on.
Moving on.
Mostly for Nicolas Cage. All right, yeah, so he has the sexy dream.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, and so when he wakes up, though, it's like, what? And then there's the sexy vampire woman who, what does she do? She bares her fangs and hisses at him because that's most of her part.
She sure does!
And does she have some line about, oh, no, that's right, she goes, you're pretty. And then Catherine Indian shoots her and goes, thanks. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Which is also weird because he wasn't, but they weren't having the sexy. I guess that was it, Casper Van Dien?
They weren't. No, she's like, oh, I was doing it for that guy, but now that I see you over there, turns out you're pretty.
Do you think it was written the other way and Casper Van Dien's like, no, I get the one-liner?
Yeah, I think that's it.
That feels more like a Van Dien line.
You can make demands when you're a Casper Van Dien.
On this kind of movie? Probably.
Yeah.
This is the kind of place where he can throw his weight around. He probably shut the fuck up on
I've got a different take.
Yeah. I'm sure he said absolutely nothing to Tim Burton when he's in Sleepy Hollow, but
oh God, he was in Sleepy Hollow. He was Brom Bones.
He's not, that's not a terrible use of him either, as sort of the hunky
dick
other guy, right? Who gets his head cut off because he thinks he's a badass. Also, this is kind of routine with that because Ray Park played the Headless Horseman in that movie.
Holy mackerel!
Ray Park killed him in that movie. So,
well, we got that going for us.
Yeah, we got that going for us. I like that part. I actually really am a big fan of that Tim Burton Sleepy Hollow movie.
I wish I liked it more.
Yeah, right. I'm not shocked to hear
Source Material Jones.
Don't care. It's basically like a Hammer movie. That's why I love it.
That's his take on it.
Yeah, no, that was what was fun about it. It was fun. So anyway, back to this movie. What is this deal where they go, hey, what's this? So they fight all these vampires. It's a whole nother boring scene. Them just rustling with vampires. Funny guy really tries to strike some action hero poses in these fights too. He's like, hoo, hua, hey, yeah.
Yeah, and the key word there is trying.
Yeah, and it's all poses. It's no actual martial arts knowledge or anything. It's all just poses.
When they do one of those wide shots of like the entire group fighting, obviously the people in the foreground, they have been choreographed to some degree.
Right.
My favorite thing was watching the rest of the people in the back, the extras who are the vampires and the other guys on the squad, because it is embarrassing slap fighting nonsense.
Oh yeah,
it is so stupid looking that you're like, maybe a close-up of the two guys who actually have some training. How about that?
Is it like that guy? You've seen that clip, I'm sure, where they show the guy in the background of the Dark Knight Rises fight who gets hit by no one?
Yes.
It's that.
Yes.
Which is hilarious because that's a massive movie where how did that make mistakes?
Yep.
But that is one of the funniest things where it's like, and I have seen people go, Batman's so badass, he doesn't even have to hit somebody to knock him out. He just looked at that guy and he fell over. But yeah, it's a lot of that.
Yep.
Okay, but so after they do this fight and the vampires run off, they go like, "What's this? Must be some kind of gold." And they're like, "It's Incan gold." What is the point of that?
They just want to establish that these vampires might go far back, which we do find out is the case.
So now, instead of they've decided they've ripped off Predator enough, so it's time to start ripping off Apocalypse Now, and let's get on this boat with Danny Trejo as our captain.
Oh boy, we're going down the river. And yes, again, they start playing some Creedence, and you're like, "Stop it!"
I did notice. I started to notice this about Danny Trejo though, because I was like, "Oh shit, Trejo's in this, of course." But I did start to notice because he's in it a bit, but I eventually started to notice he's almost always in a single shot.
Oh, you think he's not even?
I think he's
not even interacting.
I feel like they shot all of his stuff all at once and then just cut to it. I'd have to go back with that specific, but I started to pick up on it in his later scenes that it always just cuts away to Trejo because he has 30 more movies that he has to be shooting right now. He and Eric Roberts, it's one or the other that are in every single movie that's made.
Yep. I think all movies are made better with either one of them.
I will say they are both good actors. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like Trejo
you can't
shows
fault
up.
people for putting them in the movies because they're going to deliver.
Trejo shows up and you're like, oh look, some charisma on screen. A guy I kind of want to actually see.
For him, it's all effortless too. Yes, you could say he's just playing the same guy and everything, but I just I want to know that guy. He's just such a great presence, and he's another one of those guys where it's like, hey, Trejo. Yeah. One thing I don't want to do is know him in his earlier years because he would have shot me in the face.
Yeah, I will say, highly recommend his memoir. It's really, really good.
Oh yeah,
it's really interesting. It's one of the best celebrity memoirs I've read. By the way, 429 acting credits for Mr. Trejo on IMDb.
Is that a lot?
It's a lot. But I will say he is put to shame by the 686 on Eric Roberts.
Wow. That's not even humanly possible.
I counted this because I was just talking to somebody about how Eric Roberts is in something. I counted up how many movies he had just in 2023.
Yeah.
54. He had 54. They weren't all movies. Some of them were TV guest appearances and a couple of VO jobs. But still, he had 54 acting credits.
He just goes from one to the other.
He has 83 upcoming projects, according to his IMDb. Eric Roberts does. Yeah.
Wow.
He just... that man wants to live all of his days on a movie set. That's what's very clear.
It does seem like that.
And that's the thing is you're like, God, he's in this piece of shit, but then he's like on The Righteous Gemstones. It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. He just says yes to everything. I think Trejo's the same way, where it's just like, whether I have to do the fucking Regal commercial, I don't care. Doesn't matter. That thing's annoying as hell. Anyway, so they're on the boat with Trejo, and they're the whole middle section of this movie is basically just them going town to town and going like, you guys see any vampires? You know what the vampires are?
That's exactly it. And then a couple weird things where I guess they're trying, or Kevin Van Hook is trying to add something where it's now the locals don't trust them because of an interaction with locals that they're like going, they think you killed that old lady. It's like, well, we didn't, but they think you did.
Yeah. Oh God. And then the scene where he's like, he doesn't help his case when he sees his friend's dog tags on this one woman and starts grabbing and goes, where the fuck did you get these tags?
I know. You're like, dude.
And now we're all pointing guns at everyone in this village. And he's like, no, we're here to help. Now tell me, bitch.
Yeah. You're like, calm down on the old lady.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. And then just like, and then this is where they start hearing about the big black man who's leading the vampires. Like, wait, my best friend is a big black man.
Big black man with extremely deep voice.
That's right.
That's my friend.
Yeah, wait, hang on. Does he have does he have an extremely deep voice? And he's always talking about vampire and werewolf lore? That's him!
It's like you're perfectly describing my best friend.
Yeah, wait, did he try to pitch you his idea for a post-apocalyptic Frankenstein movie?
See?
Yeah. Then that's him! Where is he?
That's him!
Yeah. Oh, no, that's definitely him. And so, yeah, he's leading the vampires. Because they are talking about... They keep hearing about these people going, oh, it's crazy. The vampires, they're laying traps. They're being really smart in how they attack now.
It's like, oh, it's almost as if they have a military advisor.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be your military advisor.
For the vampires.
Yeah, I so badly wanted a scene of him training vampires. Go, no, that
would be great.
Let me see that.
You're relying on your wire work too much.
Because later when they come,
it's not always about jumping down on.
Yeah,
people.
that's the thing. No, you got to hold back on the jumps.
Yeah,
but because later though they talk about when they find some of the massacred bodies, they're like, this one has bullet holes. These vampires using guns now? Why would they use... vampires using guns is always incredibly stupid to me.
Yeah. They have these amazing supernatural gifts. And for one thing, those amazing supernatural gifts allow them to kind of dine at their leisure.
Yeah.
If you're just storming a village and wanting to kill people but not drink them, what's the point?
Yeah.
Vampire? What is that about?
Well, and then how about this big tactical move when they're on the boat now and they're like, this is crazy. And then they're like, wait, there's something caught in this fishing net on the side of the boat. It's a vampire!
Look out, Hamlet, it's a vampire! I will never not quote that skit.
Because it's one of the funniest fucking things.
He's
a vampire! But
Hamlet, there's a vampire! He's right behind you!
So he leaps up on the boat, and they're about to say, and they go, wait, no, we know this guy. He used to be part of our platoon. And you think, of course, that you're like, oh, no, they're going to try to, no, he's our friend. We shouldn't stake him. But this is actually a trap that will be laid for much later in the movie that we'll actually get a flashback to this scene about.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
That was one thing I was hoping for the entire movie. I hope they'll keep us abreast of what's going on with a lot of flashbacks.
Yeah, well, because this movie is really for the military tactician fans.
It really is.
This is like a Clancy novel.
I want to get in the brain of these brilliant tactical
What if
geniuses.
Tom Clancy wrote about vampires? That's what this movie's asking.
Sadly, that would have been cool.
If
he had done just one.
Well, if
tried it on for size.
Well, that's the thing about the kernel of a good idea. There actually is something to if somebody who actually knew about military tacticians, like that's kind of what works about Predator, right? It's like there's a more legitimacy to it, and of course, if they had money and good actors, that would help a lot.
Schwarzenegger.
Hey man, we never did get a Schwarzenegger fights vampires movie, and I am bummed about that.
We never did.
No, he was gonna do I Am Legend forever. He was long attached to doing
That's right. That's right.
And that was going to be him fighting vampires. He did fight the devil, if you remember End of Days.
I would like to forget it. Thank you.
You should forget it. It's one of his worst movies by far.
Yeah, it is not good.
So anyway, the ex-wife and her guide and companion people, they arrive at Ugly Betty's dad's hotel.
And it's very nice.
It's very nice. And he's just like, yeah, see, this is so great. I'm so glad you saved me. So stay in my
Here is
hotel.
some local wine. I hope you enjoy it. It's very delicious.
Yeah. Oh, I don't drink wine. I wish he had said it. I would not have put it past this movie.
No, that would have been a giveaway.
Yeah.
And this movie is really keeping us guessing.
But he does tell them about, because he does tell them the whole story about the quest for the Fountain of Youth, which once again, real late in the movie to then set up his backstory for even later in the movie.
Yeah, we're going to find out. I hope I'm not giving anything too big away, but apparently he was a conquistador who came on that famous quest for the Fountain of Youth.
Yeah.
I guess they found it.
But also vampires.
Also vampires.
Yeah. Which I did think there was like...
I was here with them on the...
for a split second, and this is me always trying to... And now if you listen to the IP Squad as well, you can hear Elliot and I try to make movies better, too, as we always try to resist the urge. It's very hard not to. I thought, here's a cool idea. What if the idea is they heard about the Fountain of Youth, but there is no Fountain of Youth. It's just that vampirism is the immortality they've heard about, and it became this myth of the Fountain. Now, that's a cool idea. No.
And I mean, strangely enough, we did just both watch What If Season 2, which ties in the search for the Fountain of Youth with a new hero origin story.
Yeah.
And that was great.
That was really good.
Turns out if you work for Marvel, whether studios or comics, you can write better than most people who write these shitty ass
ignore pieces of shit on YouTube. And it's true. Most of the base level writing at Marvel in comics and movies is really solid.
You'd kind of almost want or expect Hollywood to go, hey, why don't we hire some of these comics writers?
Hey, man, I am not to date this based on things because you'll be hearing this years from now, but James Gunn did talk about Tom King as one of the chief creative people of the new DC Universe of movies. And I'm like,
I would support that. You know, I have my problems with King, but King is a very good writer.
Very good writer. He is my favorite.
I would watch any movie he was involved with.
Yeah, I mean, they are primarily adapting his Supergirl run for the Supergirl movie. So
I look forward to that because I enjoyed that story.
It's great. All right, so but what I'm talking about, let's get back to bad writing.
By all means.
The way he just tosses in this Fountain of Youth thing, you're like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? And then it's all to set up a thing later that also still doesn't really matter. Like, his backstory doesn't matter. They give him this whole thing about how he was a conquistador, and you're just like, who cares, though? That doesn't play into anything.
Yes,
he could have been anything. It doesn't matter. This movie doesn't have any... Like, this character is such a nothing character. Why bother?
He is as charming and charismatic as he always is and stuff, but he's not given anything.
Yeah, this character is watchable only because of the actor playing him is always compelling.
And that is not a good sign where you're leaning on, just do the you thing.
Oh,
do the you thing.
I have
People love the you thing.
So many movies we've seen on here and the Action Shelf and other podcasts I've done, that is it, where they're just like, well, we'll just hire this guy and he'll make it work.
We don't need to worry about actual dialogue and words because he brings class to anything he does.
You're like, that can kind of be true, but it still only gets you so far. He can't save this thing, especially with the charisma vacuum that is Casper Van Dien. Oh. That guy's just a black hole.
I think Stephen Hawking tried to include Caspar Van Dien in his theory of the universe.
The greatest threat to the planet Earth is Caspar Van Dien.
Not even light can escape Caspar Van Dien.
No. All right. Oh, okay. So then they get to yet another village that looks like all the other villages.
Yes.
And you've got this scared boy with a gun pointing at them, and then the most interesting man in the world from those beer commercials shows up to go, I have heard tale of the vampires. This guy who just shows up out of nowhere, and they're just like, who are you? He's like, I am a local businessman in a Panama hat and a white suit.
Is this not what you were expecting?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I was. Yeah.
I'm sorry I got lost on my way to play a villain on CSI Miami. This should be... Which way is... Yeah. He has that exact feel, and they're just like...
I have hidden all of the drugs in the statues of Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking for Don Johnson. Let's see here. Over there. Yeah. Oh, I wish...
military men might try wearing pastels. Yeah. It is a better look.
God damn, I wish anyone even half as charming as Don Johnson was in this movie. Good Lord. And so that he once again reiterates, oh, they're getting even better. Once again, a lot of the great vampire strategy and battle victories are off screen. He's just talking about, oh, they've taken so much of they're just, because once again, no sense of geography. So the idea that the vampires are like taking towns, I don't know. We just have to rely on people telling us that.
Yeah, we're hearing about it.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. They did the craziest thing over there where you can't see it. But over there, something nuts happened, man.
Shit got real.
Oh, it was
and
so
I
insane.
will tell you about it. It's a shame you
It
did
was so
this.
crazy, but it would be really expensive if you did it in a movie or something.
Crazy.
Yeah, so he tells them about that. And then finally, Casper Van Dien gets on the radio with his ex-wife, and he goes, all right, you're at a nice hotel. Just stay there, because the country is lousy with vampires.
However, is the owner of the hotel very charming and well-spoken? He might be a vampire.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'll be there in a second.
You might be a vampire. You just might be a vampire.
Why did Jeff Foxworthy never get his vampire movie?
Hey, man, if they gave Dennis Miller one, I'm just
That's
saying
what I was thinking. If Dennis Miller
come
got to
on.
play vampires.
You know what I'm actually surprised by? Is that they never did a Larry the Cable Guy, Bill Engvall, Jeff Foxworthy, like haunted house movie or something.
That
Doesn't
is such a natural idea.
It just feels like they would, because they did the army one, where they were in the army. Which
I'm glad to say I was not aware.
You did not know about it. Get ready to laugh, because this title, it's called Delta Farce.
Oh, Jesus God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, John. Moving.
There we go. I'm just saying that. Yeah, I can't believe though that they didn't do. It does feel like they would have done a supernatural comedy. Those guys.
It does.
And it probably would have still been better than this.
Hey man, did you hear that? Hey man.
Yeah.
Hey, did you hear that?
Yeah. Here's your sign.
Okay.
All right. Just turning into. You guys remember the blue collar comedy guys?
Because there's no movie here.
No, there's no movie. So anyway, yeah, the ex-wife is staying in a hotel and then wakes up to our sexy female vampire trying to attack her until Tony Plana comes in and goes, "Get out of here! You get your vampire ass out of here!"
He does say, "Get your vampire ass out of here." I found that to be surprising.
Yeah. Yeah, but he does. He just, and then he's just like, "I'm so sorry about that. That was really not professional." He goes, and this is where you get the thing about that's my daughter.
That's my daughter.
And you do see her.
A little carried
one of their
away.
big special effects shots is her scampering down the hall, down the staircase. You know.
Yeah.
Great.
Again, it's more bad wire work. I will say it's interesting to see a movie where most of the
do you think because
physical effects
yeah.
are physical, as in instead this movie had no money for any CG.
Yeah, it's do you think it must be weird for Ray Park, who's worked on like some of the highest end wire work, to just be like, so you guys are gonna make you're not gonna do anything, this is just gonna look like shit? Okay.
Yeah, he's like, well, I can only take care of what I do, and whatever I do will look good.
And once again turns to his assistant and goes, did Lucasfilm call? Really? Are they returning? Tell him I'm ready to put the makeup on again.
Maybe he was excited to play twins. I mean not that there's really only one scene where they're kind of talking.
He seems to be having as much fun in this as you can. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe so.
He's just none of the movie is on his shoulders, so why not? Okay, so here's the thing. This is the craziest cut to me, because we saw Casper Van Dien tell her stay in the hotel, then we saw this vampire attacker, then the old guy told that vampire to get out of there, apologizes, and then it just cuts to she's in the vampire cave.
Yeah,
ex-wife.
Well, I mean, you do hear dialogue like, "Bring her with us." He's basically like, "I like her."
Yeah, but it's so fast. There's no. Once again, it's like they took out every transitionary piece in this movie.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah. Not only is she at that, eventually it's like stereotypical, whether it's Ming the Merciless or it's Belloc in Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's like, I have a nice dress for you to wear, which will look like a ceremonial robe or something.
We'll set that up, because it is also it's not just like I'm going to take over the world, but also I'm going to fuck your wife. So that's also going to happen.
Do you have a problem with that?
Yeah, but this is an interesting one. This is the first time I've seen but you can have my daughter. Yeah, that's a first.
It's like a trade.
Yeah, I'll take your wife. You take my daughter. Everybody's fucking, is what I'm saying.
Everybody's fucking.
That's actually it was Slayer : everybody's fucking thinking we can't call it that. No, but also Kevin Grevaux is there, and he's like, "Yes, it's me, your husband's best friend. I'm a vampire now."
And she's like, "Oh, Greaves, you're here. You can save me."
Stop it!
I'm a vampire.
They make a lot of good points. Now that I've heard their side of things, I'm on the vampire side.
I've thought about, it all makes sense to me.
Yeah,
and I love the taste of blood.
Yeah,
have you tried it?
That's the thing.
I think you'd like it.
Don't knock it till you try it. That's the thing.
Don't knock it till you try it.
I don't like blood. Have you tried it? Come on, just take one bite.
Like a vampire movie where one of them just goes,
"Have you actually even tried blood?"
Yeah. Because it's just, I don't, if you've tried it and you didn't like it, that's one thing. But if you're just saying you don't like it, come on.
What's that?
But yeah,
man, trying to do his voice actually hurts.
It's really tough. I sort of have to compromise on, like, I can't go as deep as I would to do a more accurate, to get really down here. Like, I can actually feel where it's like my throat is dropping too low, and you're just like, I don't know how he talks like that. I mean, I understand.
It is a physiological thing, but I do think he's probably, since he was coming up in the acting world, he probably just emphasizes it.
Yeah.
It's like,
he probably does.
He's a guy with a naturally deep voice, and then he's lowered it to the point where now that feels natural to him.
Now he's dropping it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, if you hire Grevaux, you got to get the full Grevaux.
Yeah. I always heard you never go full.
Never
Grevaux,
go full Grevaux.
But apparently,
no. Well, because it's actually full Grevaux is so low that you just feel it in your chest. You can't actually hear anything. It's just sort of a.
Like, oh my god, it's showing up on one of those earthquake, the seismic things.
I actually do register on the Richter scale. So yeah, once again, this whole thing is he's just like, no, that's right, I'm a vamp. No, we don't have time to discuss it. All right, we got to finish up this movie. So yes, I'm a vampire. And she goes, well, what if I just run out? He goes, well, they did order nobody to touch you, so nobody's gonna hurt you or nothing.
Yeah.
And of course, the woman, the daughter, is real upset about that. And then later, there's a line from Tony Plano where he's like, "Yeah, she doesn't like women.
Yeah, she's got the problem with other ladies. She's used to being the only one around."
I just love the idea of like, well, not only is she a vampire, but worse than that, she's one of those women who doesn't support other women. Terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, I'm ashamed. Honestly, if I'm ashamed to be her father.
Man, if this movie had the guts to go into some deep family drama with the vampires,
there's any number of things that they could have actually really gone in a truly unique direction, and they just don't.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Because this guy's story could be a movie unto itself. The conquistador becomes there's something there.
Sure.
But it's just tossed in because we got to fill more time in this thing.
Yep.
We got to get back to Casper Van Dien.
Boy, do we ever.
Well, because this is where they find they leave that vampire that they captured earlier, and all the other vampires surround him, but they've strapped bombs to him, blow. But I love that the guy that was on the boat, all the vampires surround him, and then he turns over, and then we have to flash back to the boat and see them strapping the bomb to him, and then cut back to go. See?
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliant. Incredible filmmaking.
No, I thought that was pretty awesome.
This director, this writer, director, producer, editor, cinematographer, composer. I heard he even cook some of the craft service options. It's over there.
No, seriously. Have you had his vegetarian lasagna?
I'm just saying, it's amazing. He brings in a platter of that.
It'll blow you away.
Anyway, though, I'm sure he's going like, oh man, this is like a Tarantino thing. We're telling it out of order. Jesus Christ. So they blow up and then they attack. Once again, they attack this place that the vampires have taken, but isn't their actual hideout. Because they have this big fight and then the vampires run off, and that's the whole thing about like, I wonder where they go to.
Yes, they have to find the actual place.
Yeah, because Casper Van Dien and Kevin Grevaux get this fight scene that is hilarious because Casper Van Dien would lose a fight to Kevin Grevaux without any vampire powers, but with them is would seemingly be this would be over in 10 seconds, if that.
But maybe there's still a little love there, John.
You
and
were
he
my
can't
best
bring
friend.
himself to obliterate his little buddy.
Because you were my best friend. Remember that? Hey, remember how we were best friends?
I don't want to have to do a whole flashback, but you remember that, right?
But I will if I have to.
I will if I have to. Kevin, is that okay? Can we do that?
We got to. Hey, do we have a clip? Is there a clip? Let's roll it. There it is. Yeah, so they fight, and then it's this also really made me laugh. This progression of things that happen here. So the young soldier guy goes, because Cass Van Dien is injured, of course, in this fight. The vampires have taken off, and the young guy goes, "Wait, I can follow them back to where their lair is." And Cass Van Dien is like, "Okay, but be careful." Then we stay with Cass Van Dien, who's now holed up in a hotel or something. I don't know. He's in some room where Linda Carter's there now. And
thank God.
I know, you're just like, oh, a breath of fresh air. Linda Carter's here.
She's here.
Because for a second, I did
be a majestic presence.
For a second, I did think, oh, it's just going to be that scene. It's just going to be that one scene where she sends them out, and that's it. I bet.
Yeah, no, she actually, again, she shows up at the end and kind of does the save the day thing.
And so she comes, she's there, and he goes like, I'm telling you, this time it's vampires. She goes, no, now I know it's vampires. We're good now.
Yeah, no, totally buying the vampire thing now.
Yeah, we're all on that. But here's the thing you got to know. Your ex-wife is missing. We think she's been taken. And let's not also forget she's my goddaughter on top of that. Reestablish all these relationships. And they go, but we don't know where to find her. Literally, remember literally, it was the scene before where the guy goes, I'm going to track them down. And they go, the only problem is we don't know where to find her. That guy enters the room on that line and goes, I found where the vampires are.
Yes. That is what they call efficient storytelling.
I literally did not hear the next lines because I was laughing so hard. I was like, are you kidding me? You can't do that. That's not okay. This is unacceptable writing.
The only way to save the kingdom is with that most holy of grails. Got it.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Perfect.
Yeah. We have to find a way to know where she is. I know where she is. It's so dumb.
Yep. There is nothing.
And then it
nice
cuts to
it.
This is where one of Ray Park's only like dialogue scenes, where him as the twins in let's say a shaky split screen effect.
It is not good, but Kevin Grevio really sells the I'm looking at two people.
I'm waiting, and there's another one over here. But he is going
look like you. Okay, got it.
He is but he's just this thing is basically him just going like, I know he's coming.
Yep.
I can feel Casper Van
Hawk
Dien.
is coming. Yeah. Hawk is on his way.
My former best friend, Hawk.
Yeah.
He is coming here to fight us because we are vampires.
It is destined that the little buddy and the skipper must fight to the death.
You know, originally we did actually briefly try to secure the rights to do a reboot of Gilligan's Island with the two
That
of
is
us.
another thing that I would crowdfund is at least one episode of Gilligan's Island with Kevin Grevio as the skipper and Casper Van Dien as Gilligan.
The Donald Glover bit about Michael Cera's Shaft. Have you heard that?
yeah.
Where people upset about like if him being Spider-Man. Like, what if Michael Cera played Shaft? They say in response, he goes, I would literally run out of money seeing every screening of that every single day. I would never stop going to see screenings of Michael Cera's Shaft.
I don't know who wouldn't. I don't know why that's even a joke. The entire world stands up and says, make it happen.
That's
right
how
now.
I would feel, though, about Kevin Grevioux and Cass Van Dien doing Gilligan's.
They're Gilligan.
I would have to see this. I need to see this just for the sheer, like, what is anyone doing?
That's kind of the reason I went to see, that's kind of the reason I went to go see the Psycho remake.
Oh, sure,
I was kind of like, I just can't believe this exists.
Why? Yeah. There are some things.
And then after it's over, you do just go, why?
Yeah, that's the only time I saw it. I didn't see it in the theater, but that's the only time I've seen it. It was that, like, oh, well, he fucking did it. I mean, you can say he did what he set out to do.
Shot by shot.
Yeah.
All right.
He did it. Sure, man. Okay.
Thanks, Gus.
Yeah,
no one asked for it.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally Kevin Smith has the story when he asked him, why are you doing that? And he just went, because I can, Kevin. Because I can. It's like, great, cash in that Goodwill Hunting check. All right, so
there you go.
They go into the cave. Oh, God. There's a joke, though, about the hand signs. I have to bring this up because it's one of the worst things in this. There's a thing where the funny guy is doing, like, he's doing a sign for vampires, and they're hanging, and painful shit. So, Jesus Christ. Yeah, and so Castlevania's like, what? And you can actively hear people not laughing. Like,
yep.
I can imagine.
Again, it's something where it's like negative space.
Yeah,
where it's called attention to because of its absence.
It's the I need
anti-laughter.
I need the Simpsons thing I always love, which is just the of the empty auditorium, the echoing cough of the empty auditorium that they always. It's.
I'm not sure it even deserves that because it's just dumb.
It's so dumb. So anyway, there's a bunch more fighting of vampires, whatever. Everybody gets someone to fight here, right?
Yeah.
Because we got it. Yeah, we have the ex-wife in the ceremonial dress, and so she gets to fight the vampire woman, the daughter, because women have to fight.
It's always the two women fight because it I guess that's the balance of the universe.
Yeah. Then we get the fight between Casper Van Dien and Kevin Grevioux that Casper Van Dien ends up winning. And then when he goes to stake him, he's like, no, I can't. He's my friend. Maybe there's some way to find a cure back.
Maybe there's a cure.
I'm just going, well, this has come out of nowhere. No one's ever mentioned a cure up to this point. But he's just going, maybe we can
And then literally within seconds, of course, Kevin Grevioux was like, fuck that, I'm coming for you. And then it's a sorrowful.
Yeah.
Casper Van Dien from behind his back, like we've seen in a million movies. He's got the stake turned around so that when Kevin Grevioux goes at him, he basically stakes himself and then collapses against Casper Van Dien's back. The impressive thing is that Casper Van Dien does not immediately crumple to the ground because if you have the body weight of Kevin Grevioux falling against your back, you go down. But yes, so his best friend, he has staked him. He's dead.
Oh, it's so bad. But no, not too much time to grieve because Tony Plana is turning into a big bat creature.
Yep. He's like, how dare you? I will show you my true evil power. There's a throwaway line like, it takes centuries to develop these magical skills.
Yeah.
And you're like,
brilliant.
Okay, great. That is why you're turning into a big bat guy? All right. And this looks like low budget, them trying to do the makeup from Bram Stoker's Dracula.
And you can see like where the foam is bunching, like the creases in the foam of it. It's really bad. This is played by Kevin Van Hook's son is in the suit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Kevin Van Hook's son's a pretty big dude.
Yeah, I guess so. So they God. Yeah, they have a fight that's pretty lame. Because because you can only move so much in this monster suit too, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
It is dark colored, which was a smart choice because it's in a shadowy cave, so you're not getting too many really embarrassing shots of how badly constructed.
So earlier in the movie, they said the thing about you've got to put wood through their heart to kill the vampires.
Yeah.
But then
cut their heads off.
Oh, I guess maybe that's what she does because the ex-wife ends up throwing a spear through the stomach of the daughter.
Yeah.
And that seems to kill her.
Yeah.
See, that doesn't...
Well, stomach, that's again, they don't know where hearts are. We've talked about
this. They've got the hammer problem.
The hammer, it's like, people, do I need to draw you a map?
Yeah.
I've never been in med school. I know where a heart is, and it's never down there.
No, it's certainly not. This is like, we're actually going to go even lower than hammer, though. It's his stomach and the gut, you know?
Yeah.
And then...
They've got the guts
how does Casper Van Dien kill the big monster vampire? He shoots some stalactites down on it.
Yep.
It's great.
That'll do it.
And then cuts the head off. Because, of course, after it's been crushed by that, it turns back into Tony Plana, who's laying on the ground going, "Oh, you bastard!
Oh,
and with this, Johnny Lee,
I die."
Yeah. And with this, off to the set of Ugly Betty.
Where I like the people.
Yeah.
I have good things to say.
My God.
I get laughs.
The difference between acting against a Casper Van Dien and then the absolutely charming America Ferrera, I can't even. She's a delight.
That's night and day.
Yeah.
She's a delight.
Yep.
It was no surprise to me that in a movie so heavily focused on indelible Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, she steals every scene she's in because it's her.
I mean, that was the whole thing. I don't even know how good a show Ugly Betty was, but my God, you just wanted to watch that woman. She's very, very charming.
And I was sad when she left Superstore. Okay.
We all were. Yeah.
We all were.
So, anyway, now, of course, for no reason, they've not even had any real scenes together, though. The ex is, of course, in love with Casper Van Dien again.
Yep.
Obviously.
And she's like, you came for me. He's like, well, of course. What? I wouldn't do that.
Well,
and
way,
she's like,
way too deep for us. More like, well, yeah, it's pretty good. I guess I did fight those vampires.
She's like, wow, you should hang around with your buddy Greaves more often. It might rub off on you.
Well, that's the interesting thing. You see, Kevin decided to go low, so I knew I had to go high with the performance.
No, believe me, it was a choice.
Yeah.
This is a choice.
Yeah, see, I could bring it down that low, but that's what people expect. I'm going the other way. But he has that bad middle ground because he doesn't have the charming, cracky voice of a Michael J. Fox, which is,
no,
that's where
the boyish charm of a Michael J. Fox.
Well, the other thing is that voice fits what Michael J. Fox looks like too, right? Like,
yes,
that's sort of the
it
thing.
does.
That's you
and
expect
a lot of the characters he's called on to play.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, that's perfect.
I was gonna say, but we did get a Michael J. Fox at least fighting ghosts movie, which we always bring up.
We did
because it's massively
the
underrated.
Frighteners is massively underrated.
I love the.
It's
Frighteners.
a hodgepodge, and it doesn't quite work because it is so tonally jangly, but I love it.
Yeah, it really. It's a big swing, especially for a studio.
And
movie.
also Trini Alvarado.
Yeah, what happened?
Always
to her?
liked her.
Where'd she go?
Well, she ended up playing like a mother or grandmother on a thing that I saw fairly recently, and I was like, "That's Trini."
Oh no,
I can't. I mean, no, I think they made her up to look like she was older. But yeah, she's one that didn't quite.
You're talking about that? She was on the staircase.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be the most recent thing she did.
And she was quite good in it. But yeah, I was
She's
like,
very
why
good.
didn't she take off?
I don't know, because she was very good.
Little Women. I love Times Square. It's a real weird movie, but I always liked Times Square.
Yeah. She's great, and she still pops up and stuff. She did some Fringe.
That's good.
Anyway, anything not talking about this movie? Yeah. Then Linda Carter rolls in though after everything has been taken care of.
Yes.
And she's like, well, I brought everybody with me.
I'm here to bail you out.
And it's another one of those things where it's like you see her and maybe one guy behind her. She goes, no, but outside this cave, we have like 500 guys.
Yeah. We called out the troops. Where are they? Out there.
Yeah.
And we almost didn't know where you were, but then your friend walked in just at the right time.
She
He knew exactly where you were.
She does get to kill one vampire. She kills one of the Ray Park twins by shooting a little stake out of a pistol.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, again, a badass move where somehow she just knows he's coming up behind it, so it's like almost not looking. Yeah. Bam, got him.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
Well,
I love you, Linda.
She is wonderful. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's like I will never say anything bad about Linda Carter.
I won't. Plus, also her Twitter feed. She's very funny.
That's great.
She is sharp and sarcastic and a liberal along the lines that I am. So she gets great digs. I love it.
Makes me like her even more. Then that's awesome.
Yes, indeed.
And then of course the last thing is she looks at the ex-wife looks at Casper Van Dien's dog tags, and he's still got their wedding ring.
I will say at that point, I was surprised at how I was moved. This movie took me on a journey, and I was not I was not ready for that romantic surprise at the very end.
Yeah, I know. And then they walk out of there, and they walk out of there to dialogue going, well, so we killed all these vampires. Do you think these are the only vampires in the world? I don't know, man. Maybe there's other ones somewhere. We'll have to look. I'm like,
that is so hopeful. That is so hopeful. Kevin
you guys
Van
really
Hook.
thought there was any chance that this thing could keep going? Jesus Christ. Did you see this movie?
Kevin Van Hook's Slayer 2.
Yeah. So there it is, folks. Slayer 1. Never got it to. Yeah.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch
Never
it.
watch
Not worth
Pretend
anyone's
this didn't happen.
goddamn
This was.
time.
I'm surprised you're even listening. You should have turned this off.
We can't even recommend our own show about it.
Yeah.
That's how bad this thing is.
Sadly, next week isn't going to be much better, is it, John?
Well, we'll see, because we're back, and it's been a while since we've had a mini series, and we're back with the good folks over at Hallmark Entertainment.
Okay.
Yeah, because we saw Hallmark's Frankenstein,
and it was not garbage.
No, but next week we have Hallmark's attempt with their entry in a mummy movie with The Curse of King Tut's Tomb.
Now, I will say this.
Yes.
Is this going to really be a mummy movie, or is it just about the actual historical finding of King Tut's tomb and the deaths surrounding it?
Well,
because unless it's actually a supernatural film with a mummy, we don't have to watch it.
Well, Brent, I'm looking at the IMDb for it here, and I see Catherine Van Dien, who's back.
Yay.
Dressed up in Indiana Jones costume, holding a what appears to be some sort of sacred chalice, and facing off against a poorly animated CGI monster creature with bat wings and a mummy face.
Okay.
So,
so historical?
Yep.
All right.
This looks like a low rent.
I didn't know this existed at all. So.
Yeah, it's a 2. So this will be the next 2 weeks of the show we get to spend with the 3 straight weeks of Van Dien.
How are they able to do a mini series out of anything with Casper Van Dien?
I will say though, because it's a Hallmark Channel miniseries, there are going to be some legends slumming it.
Oh, good.
Don't worry, folks. We get Simon Callow back.
Simon Callow, great.
Yeah. And this makes me sad because I love this guy, but he's been a fair amount of garbage. Mr. Malcolm McDowell.
Wow. No, you don't even have to. I mean, that's not a surprise.
But Malcolm it's a bum. It's still always a bummer because he's an amazing actor.
He is, just like Michael Caine, and you see Michael Caine in garbage, and you're like, oh,
I did see an interview with Malcolm McDowell, though, that I do love, where he just goes like, yeah, I don't care anymore. He goes, it's not that, he goes, I show up, I do my best work, but I no longer care what, he goes, this is a job, this is my career. He goes, I go out, I make money for my family, and it doesn't matter. He goes, is this good or bad?
It's
great.
A job.
It doesn't change what I do. He goes, I approach everything the exact same way, and I just go where I need to make money.
My friend John directed him for Metalocalypse back in the day when that cartoon was, and he said it was just like with Mark Hamill, total hero worship, fear, and then he goes, within 5 minutes, he's just a guy that I'm directing.
He's a pro.
And he goes, totally professional, totally great guy.
That's why, once again, he's also a guy who, as much shit as he's in, he still pops up in good stuff, because why wouldn't you want to use Malcolm McDowell? He's always great.
I want Malcolm McDowell in everything.
So hopefully there's a lot of him in this, and but it looks like we're going to get Casper Van Dien as low-rent Indiana Jones. So, yay!
That's what it actually said on his business card for a while.
Low-rent Indiana Jones.
All right, so Curse of
King Tut's Tomb. It's a 2-part miniseries.
Never
from
heard of it.
Hallmark Entertainment. I did not realize Hallmark apparently briefly tried to get into doing some supernatural stuff.
Wow.
And they probably shouldn't.
Nope.
I will say the $14 million budget listed for that. So
maybe it'll be slightly romantic, knowing the Hallmark Channel. Maybe they're going for some of that. They're going for that Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz.
I will just say, looking at some of the pictures of it, that seems to be the vibe they're going for.
Okay, well,
rugged adventure, pretty, like, professor-y kind of lady.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's a cash in.
Wait, it's another return for us. It's Lenore Varela, who was the female lead in Blade 2.
Yes. Okay, I remember her.
Well,
great.
Yeah, automatically better than Casper Van Dien. So,
yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that dullard next week on the show. But that is going to do it there's a opportunity to tune in there, right? That's a great incentive. So that's going to do it though for this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters. I'm John Campbell.
I'm Brendan Jones.
And remember, there are such things as monsters.
And you always get on my back about, placing these in time. You'll notice I never once said this is our first podcast of 2024.
Oh, no.